And there we go. All right, everyone, are we set? Are we ready to have some fun ttonight?
Naturally.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. I'm looking at Simo's avatar and it's just
Me too.
it's tripping me out, man. It's tripping me out. That's Kanan from Good Burger, right?
Yeah,
It is,
that's-
yeah.
absolutely.
Gee, I think you're the first person to actually know that that's what that is.
No, I knew.
I know what it is,
I knew
too.
too.
Oh, I
Okay,
wasn't,
you're the first person to actually call it out then.
Gotcha. I'm
No,
like,
no,
I was a
no,
child
no.
a long time ago. But I
Because
was a child. I can confirm
The
that.
That's
good
one
old
of my
days of
favorite
Nickelodeon.
movies.
It's so blatant that like you know where it's from that like if you say it out like you're kind of wondering to yourself is like wait a second, is that from? And so like I don't know. Anyways.
On that
Trying to
note,
seem- yeah, exactly. On that note, so everyone, welcome back to the Yugi Cast. Today we have an amazing lineup of very talented individuals with us tonight. My name is Yugi Mation, and we're gonna starting off with this one guy with the Good Burger icon.
what's going on, guys? It's Simo back for round 2 because apparently round 1 wasn't punishing enough. So here I am again.
I know exactly. So Paul, you wanna let us know who
Oh, hi, I am Paul from Team APS. And that's all there is to say about that.
I like that. Short and sweet.
Exactly, short and sweet. That's all that we need to do. G, I don't think there's really any introduction needed.
I mean, hola, mega capital G here. Not much else to say. I was invited by Simo and Cody, so I humbly and graciously accepted their invitation.
and we absolutely thank you for joining us. Everyone except for Alex, thank you for joining us today. But who our last one, our another repeat. Who are you?
Vexicus4666. How's it going?
And we are much obliged that everyone can attend again except for Alex because I'm tired of hearing his voice. All right, everyone. We have some great topics today. We have a lot of shenanigans that's going to be going down, and right off the bat, a lot of people have been asking. Wow, my Skype kind of just.
I was just
shut down a little
asking
bit. Yeah.
what?
I've been wondering.
I'm on that ledge, dude. Come on, like, don't leave me
I
there.
thought it was actually meant to be like dramatic effect.
I thought
like
it
you were
was,
gonna
yeah.
just pause.
I thought it was too.
I'm gonna have to put a longer pause with dramatic like Inception.
I was gonna
music
start
kinda
shaking
going
my
on.
computer. What is
And
it?
it's like an hour later, and it's like, oh well, they've been wondering this. You know.
They've been wondering so many things. Recently, there was a scenario that was brought up, and it's kind of going more based on the moral aspects of some of the players inside the game. And I'm just gonna lay the scenario out for you guys, like super quick, and I want your opinions on it. In no specific order of who answers, but if you guys have an opinion on it, I want you guys to chip in. So the scenario is. And this was taken directly from Zodiac. Again, I don't know why I keep on going back there. Cordero, you're going to say something about me.
No, be my
I'm still
guest.
there.
I don't care. I'm not admin in that group no more.
There we go.
Zodiac's the best group ever, though.
I know, it's so
Who
full of...
wouldn't want to be?
Never been
Competitives
there.
and-
Don't want to.
And everyone's generally nice to each other and upbuilding, so...
I know G's
Let's-
posting in Zodiac every day, so.
What G? Not me.
So alternate accounts, right? Coming in and just starting
Yeah,
stuff.
That's the
exactly.
alternate account.
Not so mega lowercase g.
Yeah, that guy.
Kind of okay, G. Alright, so the scenario is, you're scrubbing through one of your individuals at your locals that comes in, and he asks to see your folders and stuff like that, and so he shows you his folder. And it's not the best stuff, mainly filled with hidden arsenals and some of the stuff from the, not very good things. And all of a sudden, you come across a ghost ogre hiding itself directly in the corner. It's sleeved, thank God.
Is it first
And
name?
Alex, what do you think?
It wouldn't
That's a
matter if it
stupid
was
question.
first.
Okay,
or not.
yeah, it wouldn't matter if it was first.
$2
And you
here
see
and
it.
there.
Yeah, there we go. So my question to everyone would be, if knowing that this player does not have technically the best of stuff and values that ghost ogre, let's say maybe $2
Holy.
for some of the stuff that you have in your folder, what would your morals be on basically getting that trade, that ghost ogre from that player to you?
How old's this person?
This person can be anywhere.
That's actually a
between
good
the-
question.
Yeah, there we go. It's more based on the moral aspect behind all of this, but
Say
let's say this
13.
person is 13. Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
13.
I mean, I'll go first. I wouldn't try and rip the kid off. Like, to be honest, I probably wouldn't even trade him. Like, I'm just so far past the point where I'm willing to rip somebody off to make a quick buck, because like at the end of, first off, like I have a reputation to upkeep, and I don't want that getting around. You know what I mean? But second, it's like this person probably doesn't know a lot about Yu-Gi-Oh! You take away their one best card, you might damage them beyond comparison. They find out how much that card's worth, and then they quit the game or something like that. Like, I'd be more inclined to just tell them how much the card's worth and be like, yo, you got an actually really legit card back here. If you trade that, make sure you get X amount of money.
But let's say, like, adding more to the scenario, like, you really needed that card. Like, YCS is tomorrow.
Oh.
And you really needed that card, but you know that this player is
so you're saying I'm going to like a YCS the next day?
Yeah, but, or next week, next month, you're prepping for something, and you see this Ghost Ogre right there in this guy's folder.
And he's like,
this is a leading question. It's like,
this question is so
This question
loaded.
will keep on being added to and built up to make you seem like the bad guy by the end of it, so guaranteed.
This is like the ultimate good and the ultimate evil.
The ultimate good and ultimate evil. Or we can be smart or take the middle path.
Of
There's
the burning
always-
abyss.
There we go. Alex, I'm going to drop you from the call right now.
Pass.
So, like-
someone else go.
I'll do it.
More. You do
Okay.
it? Okay.
No. I mean, I'll go next. I know exactly how I'll do this. Okay, if I had to go to a YCS and I know this kid had this card, I would literally say, look, kid, look at my book, pick out like 20 different talos, and not my cheap binder, like my good binder. I'll let him pick good cards out, and then I'll be telling him, like, this is like a $40 or $50 card or something. Pick X amount of cards so I can help you build your binder up too while you're helping me out.
What if he points to that Minerva that's like dead center?
Please.
He's like, yo,
I'll
I get that.
I'll never have a Minerva unless I win a side event thing to play
Can
for
I
it.
get the
Cordero's
giant
gonna go
hand,
and play in Dragon Duel.
I wish.
There you go. Disguise himself, make him a little shorter.
I'm too tall.
So
Yeah, I know, there we go.
I'm probably gonna deviate from this and probably be on the lower end of things. And I'm like a very
usual,
high.
right?
Yeah, usual, yeah. Because I have a very high moral compass on top of it, but it's actually surprising I'm going to take a different direction with this. So, the way I feel, the secondary market is just all speculation and made up bullshit anyway for what prices are determined for a card. So,
Ain't that
like,
the truth?
if you take a card, its value is whatever the person, perceives the value of it to be by themselves. It doesn't matter what this secondary market claims it to be. That goes for anything, not just Yu-Gi-Oh! And so that's how it is. So if like a guy wants to trade, if he really wants, like say he sees like some random cards in my thing, he's like, oh, I really want these. And it's like, okay, I want that. If that's what they feel like that's what they want, then everyone's getting what they want. It doesn't matter what this like secondary like speculative market says. It's like I feel like both people got what they wanted out of it, so technically no one else got ripped off. It's only ripped off from like the perception of other people. So I'm taking it to like a different
That's actually a
dimension
good
there.
point.
But
The secondary market is essentially just artificial. It's an artificial creation.
it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's one of those things where like the secondary market only exists to those who like believe in it. You know what I
Right.
mean? So like for the kid, it's like that's not a thing. really.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. If it was up to me, I honestly have to say I would probably take a pretty similar approach where I would be like, okay, like we can trade for this. And, I guess to keep things fair, like, if I had my binder or whatever, and there were, like, valuable cards in it, too, and he picked, like, one that happened to be worth, like, what Ghost Ogre is worth, I would do the trade, right?
Right.
Like, say he's a kid, and the card he picks is, like, as Cyber Dragon Infinity is about the same price as it now, right? It kind of
recently.
Something like that.
No,
Yeah.
Ghost
So, like, we'll
Ogre's more
say-
than Infinity.
So we'll say like he picks out an Infinity and like I was trying to get rid of it anyway, and
Okay.
then I'd be like, oh great. But also if he just picks out 2 random dollar hollows, I would still do it because like otherwise I'm just perpetuating this, like you said, kind of fake secondary market that like really is kind of stupid.
Yeah, exactly. And Alex, as you were saying, like, it's a perception of the secondary market. It's like if everyone walks away with what they wanted, like then it'd be exactly the same. And that's my answer was kind of based on the same thing as well.
Right.
Because like I kind of have like a similar story to this that happened like let's say a while back. It's when Gen Force first came out, and it was I was just kind of chilling at at my locals, just not really doing too much, and all of a sudden this kid runs in and buys a single pack and opens it, and he comes over to my table, and it happened to be like the secret Adrius or something like that, the rank 5 XYZ. And I don't know, like what Gen Force came out, it was like what, at least $15-$20,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people
Yeah.
kind of go after it. And he comes over to me and asks for trades. It's like, hey, bro, like I just got this card. What do you have? And so he throws it down on the table. He looks through my binder like super quick, picks 2 hollows that he was like, oh man, I really need these. It's like, thanks so much. And bolts. Like, I didn't even have a chance to tell this kid, I was like, wait a second, this card's like kind of $15-$20. Don't you want more? So like, Alex, your answer was very similarly based on mine. Like, I wanted the address, and he seemed ecstatic about what he got, and then bolted. So, like,
Yeah.
yeah, my answer would kind of go towards that. Like, if everyone is happy about it, then that's exactly, then the trade worked out, and
Like-
no one technically got ripped off. So
No, exactly. And like to add to that, like I got a similar story. It's like, so this is back in hat format when like Primal Origins had just come out, and this is when Ulti Blackhorns were hitting like 35-40 like bucks a piece. And so I'm at my locals, and there's this like guy that's like there like every now and then, and like I'm going through his stuff, and he has an Ulti First Blackhorn just like all this among all this random stuff, and I'm like, oh, do you want anything for this? And he's looking through my stuff, and the first thing that he sees that he wants is a Cockadoodle-Doo. And I'm just like, I'm like,
Those are random
For some
as
reason,
fuck.
that sounded weird when it first.
yeah,
First
I-
thing he wanted was a
You live
cock.
in Vegas. Are you sure nothing else is going on?
no, I
In the
swear.
background?
So
What all do you have in that binder?
I know, right? And so like he's like, oh man, like I really want that Cockadoodle-Doo, and I'm like, really?
Just,
Like,
just you saying that
I was
still.
gonna
like,
say,
I know,
Yeah.
I know. I'm not helping my case right now. I understand.
No, you're not.
And so I'm like, okay, what else do you want? And so he looks through, and he sees that I had a Forbidden Scripture, and this is like Forbidden Scripture before it tanked in price. Like it was still actually had some. I think it was like 10 or like 12 or something like that. And he's like, I don't know if you want to do like either one of these for it. Like I'll trade it. And I'm like, really? And I'm like, I'll tell you what, I'll just give you both. And he's like, are you serious? Like you sure you don't want me to throw something else in? And I'm like, when he said that, like that's kind of like what shifted my perception. Is like to him, like he feels like he's getting the better deal, and that's like where it all comes down to. It's based on perception, not off of an artificial secondary market.
right.
So
If I can like throw in something, I hate when at least this happens in my locals when like a kid will come in and like buy like 2 or 3 packs. And like as he opens them, literally like the whole like card shop crowds around
Value?
him.
Oh my
You mean
god.
like you
Value,
like
like,
value?
vultures?
What you getting? What you getting?
Yeah, like we're literally it's like vultures, like just like swarming around, like waiting, like ready to rip out their claws. And
Dude, that
just-
has happened so many times, Paul.
Trades?
I'm
That
on the
happens
exact
so
same
many
boat with that.
I mean, it's like it's fine if it's like a normal person, but when it's like 11-year-old Jimmy and like
Yeah, they're pretty. No, they're acting like, ooh, pretty much fresh meat. Let's go see what he
yeah,
gets.
exactly. That's
Yeah,
5-year-old
it's
Gage
true.
walks into a locals.
Well, that's why I
Same
think
thing.
sneak peeks are the funniest thing to look at. Like, if
I
you ever
know.
seen like a sneak peek, like when you're not in the middle of it, it's literally a fucking free for all. Like people are just swarming other people. What'd you get? What'd you get? Oh, did you get
It's
this?
so-
Did you get this? I'm looking for this.
Sneak
Like-
peeks are like the day when like everyone's suddenly your friend for like the 5 minutes while you're opening your
Right.
packs or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
You can be enemies for the rest of the year. The day that sneak happens, all of a sudden, boom. Hey, buddy. I
Got
saw
that
that you pulled
pendulum
that one
sorcerer?
card that I needed.
My sneak peeks are scary.
yeah, like it's
As soon as you pull that chase card, I remember. I don't really go to sneak peeks, but I went to I believe it was Crossroads of Chaos, and I pulled an Ultra Plague Spreader from that set, and that card was like I think 40 when it first came out. And
yeah,
it was
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it went even higher, and like the entire day, people were like, "Yo, what you want for that Plague Spreader?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't even think I'm gonna trade it because I wasn't gonna play Teledad."
Yeah,
but like,
people won't leave you alone.
yeah, as soon as they
They're
figured
like,
out, you know what I mean. I imagine it's like the same thing now. Like anybody who put Solemn Strike is like, "Yo, what you want for that Solemn Strike? What you want for that Solemn Strike?" It's like, Jesus, can I,
I
at
think it's
least
like yeah,
comprehend?
especially when you don't even get like a second to breathe. Like
Exactly.
people already have like their wallets like already out, and it's just like okay.
They hear the crumbling of the pack opening up, and all of a sudden 50 people are around you just wondering if you're going to pull that strike.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just like
It's
chill
scary.
out.
Especially over here in LA, you don't know if you're going to get mugged. You don't walk out of local is going to go get a soda pop or something like that,
And in Vegas, people just be rolling for it the second they pull it.
right?
Yeah, people are vultures. They really are.
It's absolutely dreadful. And
That's what the
it's-
community
it's
evolved
terrible.
into.
There we go. That's where it comes down to. Oh my goodness. Coming up to that, if something happened like that, let's say, one player was kind of like harassing another, or kind of like making him feel that, like we've always seen like those type of duels where people are like, oh dude, like you're so bad, like I can't believe you do that play instead of this one, and like there's really cocky players inside that. But like if it came down to it, would you fight someone over in Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, would
What?
you fight someone over Yu-Gi-Oh?
Like a fist fight?
like fist fight. Like we've seen that was that one video or something like that happened when someone was accused of stealing. And
Yeah,
it-
I
it-
seen that
yeah,
video
I've
on
seen
Drew
lots of
Shit.
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah,
That
so
shit,
like
that
obviously,
shit,
like
that
it's-
shit went on Worldstar, by the way, too. So it's
I think I watched that on one of my streams too. Like the viewers were like, "Let's watch this on stream." I was like,
I
feel
mean,
bad, but
I can go grab that video and slap a World Star logo on it and like send it to them. And it's like, hey guys, you missed this video.
yeah. Okay,
I don't-
my answer is
Oh, yeah, you go,
different
Jake.
now than it would have been probably like 10 years ago.
yesterday. Oh no,
Yeah. The answer
Quick
is
to
yes,
judge.
but only if somebody physically puts their hands on me. Just because, like, it's most of you guys. I mean, you guys are all over 20. Like, the ramifications of putting your hands on somebody, like getting charges and shit, like it's too much to deal with for somebody calling you a scrub or, you know what I mean, saying you sacked them. Like, I don't even care what you say. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Especially if I won. If I won, like, you're not getting that loss off your record. You know what I mean? So just fucking deal with it. But if you like slap my cards out of my hand or do anything to like my property or me, then like as far as I'm concerned, it's on, because like it's self-defense at that point, and you know what I mean? Like, I'll fight over Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's no different than if you were in the grocery store. You know what I mean? Like the principle and concept is still the same to me.
Right. Yeah.
I agree with
And
that.
especially with like more stuff popping up and cell phones and everything, people can record the evidence like so quickly. We didn't have that. a
those
couple
phones
years
are going to be out like
Shoot, that would be
Yeah,
me getting my
exactly.
phone out.
The minute a confrontation starts, or someone starts raising their voice, phones out.
Yeah, I've
Instantly.
seen videos on YouTube of people just yelling at each other, over Yu-Gi-Oh! At like nationals and stuff like that.
Which I never understood it, because I'm just like, I get being like angry at the person, but I don't see how people like get angry at the game. Like, they get angry at the person, but they're like blaming things that have to do with the game. Like, oh, you're only using that like cheap deck. And it's like, why are you mad at them? Like, they're just trying to. I mean,
So something that I
it's
always
just- that's the game.
Yeah, something that I also hear about that is like the casual players kind of towards the competitive players is like, oh, he only won because he's using the top deck, and like it's the kind of feud, I guess would be
There's like a tug
yeah.
of war all the time.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
tug of war of like, oh, he don't play this guy because he's only playing the top deck, or like when one of the casual players would go to their competitors saying like, hey, I can beat your deck now, and they still lose. It's like, well, I lost only because he's running the top deck at the format. So I've seen like some people kind of get very pushy over that, especially in my area or something. I'm not sure if that's anywhere between your guys' area.
It's like that in my
Just
area.
a side note.
Oh.
I hate that guy, by the way. That I only lost because of you're running X, or I would have won if you didn't have Solemn Strike, or I wouldn't have won if you didn't play a card. Or
It's always the would have won.
yeah,
guy.
I hate
That-
I
that's-
would have won guy.
The-
I'm just
basically
saying.
the if game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I
Good
really
God.
fucking hate that guy. But just go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's like
Yeah.
you top deck that one BLS, man. Like that 1 in 28 or whatever's left in your deck.
Right? Oh no, he was running 3 upstarts, 3 terraformings, 3 chicken games, so it's probably less by now.
Exactly.
What's your input on that? Would you fight someone over Yu-Gi-Oh? If it really came down to it? Kind of like the scenarios that G and Paul were bringing out. Like if they, let's say, physically put your hands on you, kind of like shoving or anything like that, because I know some people are kind of docile when it comes to stuff like that. It's like,
Only
hey,
if
man,
you put your like hands on me and stuff. It's like, I don't mind going to jail. My mama will bail me out of jail instantly. It doesn't matter.
and we know from last podcast how tough your mom can be. So
That was gonna be my answer. I'll just sick Cordero's mom on anyone that gets their hands on me.
the protective instincts of mothers, it's too crazy.
The community's too crazy for that. It's like, I don't mind going to jail. My mama will bail me out. She got bail money anytime.
There you
But
go.
other than that, it's like, I'm not gonna fight nobody unless they physically put their hands on me and stuff. It's like provoking names and stuff. That's like, what are you in kindergarten? Grow the fuck up.
Right.
Yeah, I
So-
really know what you mean. It's yeah.
Like, as for me, like, I'm very, like, non-confrontational, so it's like, I won't, like, if that, like, were to happen, like, someone were to start, like, shoving me or something like that, I just, like, don't even engage it, because it's just, like, I don't, like, there's no
Yeah,
point. It's,
you're all like me. I think same answer here too.
yeah.
And plus,
it's
I
like,
don't want to
the-
get banned from this game for something dumb like that too.
Right.
Oh
Even
yeah,
though,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
I
You're gonna
didn't
get
think about
banned.
that aspect either.
like you could be at an event and something happens. Like,
Oh, you
because
get
obviously,
banned. You
yeah.
get if I remember all my judge policy from judging so many YCSs, I think that's a 5-year ban
Holy
or
shit.
longer.
Oh,
might as well quit right
shit.
then and there.
Yeah, basically.
Not worth it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, really not.
I can just see Alex, like something happens and let's say people start raising their voices towards him and it looks like it's gonna get very confrontational. He chugs like the 5-hour energies that he's been storing up daily to do his Tech Tuesdays, and it's just like, hey, come on guys, let's go. We should make like a Yu-Gi-Oh! A YouTuber starter kit with when it comes to that, and that's probably one of the things that would be. It'd be Tech Tuesdays, 5-hour energies, V-necks, and his goatee. And that's what I would classify Alex's Yu-Gi-Oh! Starter kit.
Awesome.
It's funny you say that because Dennis actually made a video like of how I get ready for my videos, and it's like all it is just like a table full of like Coke and 5-hour energy.
You see the white powder on your nose, and you're there. Welcome everyone back to it's Tech Tuesday once again. Throwback Thursday. Watch out.
It seems like it's gonna be like Tech Tuesdays and your eyes are like twitching and like you're just foaming a little at the mouth.
Well, welcome to Tech Tuesday.
Yeah, we're back with Tech Tuesday, guys. Yeah.
Since we already got Alex, I think we should just like kind of start getting everyone else. How would we throw together their Yu-Gi-Oh! Starter kits?
Well, I don't know. What would Paul's would have to be like the most high-res camera of all time.
There you go.
All my
4K,
subscribers
60
think,
FPS.
dude, all my subscribers think I'm baked. So apparently, my starter kit would be like just. I mean, that's what everyone says, and I'm just like, I wouldn't do that before a video, but you know, everyone says that, so I'm just like, well. Can that be part of my starter kit? Apparently,
yeah, that can definitely be part of the 4K 60 resolution stuff like that coming out. we need like 3 more things for Paul though, like,
man.
Or maybe it's just one giant one that takes up 4 slots.
That could be it.
I don't know. I feel like those are pretty.
Apparently, I don't know. A K in each slot. I can't. I don't know.
K in each slot.
I can see G as being
joke.
like Twitch.
Oh yeah, it'd be a whole bunch of Twitch emotes.
There we go. Just like the Twitch emotes that you're getting now. You have 2, and then a new one's on the way. We hear.
Yeah.
From the pre-show.
Spoiler alert! It's gonna be an MCO 40 emote. I mean, I assume he'll watch this video. I still haven't actually told him or technically got his permission, you know. So it's gonna actually, yeah. That's the funny thing.
They're too busy worried about their Zodiac stream, like getting theirs like up.
I mean, to be fair, like, does anybody who's in a Twitch emote ever like know that they're in a Twitch emote?
No.
You know, like half the Twitch emotes are
got a
literally
point.
just
That emote only is usable for the stream that it was created in, right? So like,
Yeah.
have to be
He
watching
can't
the
use it
stream.
in his stream, or like if
like,
unless
anyone
it
who
was-
subs to him will be able to use it anywhere.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
alright, so-
Yeah, exactly. But it's gonna
I
be an
have a lot-
MCO 40 nudes emote. So anybody who wants MCO 40 nudes, they just gotta post that in, and I'll get those to them. Exactly.
So that makes the 3. We have the mega capital G wearing a party hat emote.
Yeah, it's
We
actually
have,
called I can't read.
There we go.
That's
we
the
have
big thing in my Twitch is apparently I can't read because I just don't read cards, dude. It's too many cards to read, man. I'm just like, dude, use your effect. Like if you're cheating, that's fine. I'm not gonna say
No, that's how I've always been when I like streamed Yu-Gi-Oh! And like people are like, why aren't you reading his cards? I'm just
Yeah.
like, I don't give a shit. Just
Exactly. It's like, dude, I'm
playing for fun.
exactly.
G's
Yeah, I
just
know.
like, that's fine because I'm gonna cheat like 3 seconds later anyway, and not
Chet,
realize.
Max Chet.
Yeah, that's
That's
actually gonna be my next one too. Is the cheat emoji because
There-
people say all I do is cheat. So
I go into the streams like 3 hours after you've started. It's just like, how's it going? And it's Chet.
exactly.
Chet.
It's just
I'm like,
chat,
alright.
chat. And then
I guess I figured out what happened.
Yeah, I've got the Phil's Yu-Gi-Oh man, which is it's Pepe the Frog, but he's got Yugi's hair from like the original.
Oh my
the original
god, that's
series.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Is there a
And
tear
You're the
trickling
king
down
of
his
the
eye?
emotes.
yeah. What's that? Cody?
Yeah, does he have a tear trickling down his eye, or is it kind of just like the sad?
It's
Pepe?
it's the sad face. It's the sad face.
Alright.
So anytime I
That-
lose to like Pepe, you gotta post that. It's like Phil's Yu-Gi-Oh man. Phil's Yu-Gi-Oh man.
That and Kappas. That's all I see in the chat. It's just Kappas
Yeah.
and Chets.
Yeah.
Well, because
Enough
my
Kappas.
name kind of sounds like, so people will like call me Mega Kappa, Mega Capital G, or,
Mega
they'll
Kappa
put, like,
G.
Exactly, Kappa G. So
If there was a cereal brand for you, it'd be like Cap G's Kappa Crunch or something like
exactly. So my
So
starter
bad.
kit would just be a
Capital
whole
Crunch.
bunch of
that. Capital
Capital
Crunch.
Crunch.
yeah, Capital Crunch. It would just be a whole bunch of Twitch emotes, just like the most
There you go.
random shit that you could think of.
And the marshmallows can be the specific ones for your stream.
Mm-hmm. Yes, That sounds like a pretty.
I
good
need
kit.
that cereal.
We need that cereal. Don't
It'll
worry,
taste
Alex.
like
we're
salt.
gonna be making yours. We'll make yours. We'll call it like CMOs.
Yeah,
something like
CMOs.
That'd be good.
It's all the letters and
Yeah,
like 90% of it
CMOs.
is just O's.
Is
CMOs.
it, like you can't use regular milk with this. You have to use like 5-hour energy shots and Red Bull.
So you get
O's
really
are actually-
amped up, and then at like 5 hours later, you just die.
And,
It's fucking
and
nice.
you don't put sugar on it. You put like cocaine, like
You
sprinkled
put
on the
meth
top.
because like whatever's left after the Tech Tuesday recording.
Or it's
For
like
all your
on the
Tech
box,
Tuesday
like
needs.
you're like looking on the box, like it says SEMO, and the O's actually wrap around the sides of the box to the back, and like they just keep going around.
You're killing Alex. You're killing me. It's too much. Too much.
We forgot about Cordero's Yugi Tuber starter
Oh,
kit
mine
because it
was
has
easy.
No, we didn't.
it has to include the Winged Dragon of Ra. That's like the obvious one.
Yeah, I
Winged
would say
Dragon of Raw.
there needs to be an Umbreon in there too, right? That's the Pokemon.
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah,
the
the
Umbreon
Umbreon.
hoodie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, it has
that
to-
has to be in there. Those glasses also.
And the
Those
fan.
glasses and the fan.
The fans,
Yeah,
yeah,
oh,
the fans
oh
have
my
to be.
dude,
I
why
was gonna say,
did
the
you, why
fans.
why have I not seen that fan in any videos lately?
Yeah, those fans haven't been
that
popping
shit
up,
is
man. What
yeah,
happened?
that shit is fantastic.
Oh, they
You-
evolved.
You need to bring that shit back.
I had it, but I hadn't used it. I brought it to locals yesterday.
Okay,
No, no,
Everyone's like, "What the hell is this thing?"
Like next video, we need to see the fan
Yeah.
back again.
you need to have a fan. You need. To
I
have
just
a
cracked the
Ron
fan.
there.
Everybody
You
didn't
need to have
notice.
that hoodie.
Yeah,
and
we have sound
glasses.
effects.
And with the new segment, you need to be sipping on tea.
I'm not
yeah,
actually
yeah.
sipping tea to let you guys know that.
What's that?
That's not tea I've been drinking.
Really?
Oh, what, are you lying to us now? Is it false
I
advertising?
never said it was tea.
I'm assuming that it's like, what's the tea? So like,
I
we're,
was
we're
even
bringing
getting
in
a little
like
bit
your.
buzzed during the
yeah.
recordings. I hear.
Come to find out, it's hard liquor.
Not as buzzed as Will was
say
when
it's
he was doing
bad.
this.
I just assumed it was like tea too because of the title and whatnot.
It wasn't tea. It was actually fruit punch.
Oh, okay.
It's close enough.
Sure, that's what it was, Cordero.
Sure.
We know
Sure,
the
it wasn't
secret now.
another.
Secret's out.
Secret's out now. All right,
What
so
are
I
we
guess
talking
I'm the
about?
last one to hit with this YouTuber starter kit. So I'm just gonna quickly throw out mine. It'd be probably nothing because I never upload.
Well, you
Well,
gotta
it's
have
just
a,
gonna
at
be-
least a
yours is
Basil
just
Tricks
gonna
in there,
be-
right?
This is
Oh,
just
the
gonna be a-
googly eyes.
Yeah.
I know
why
what
did
I would put
forget
for
about
you.
that?
Put Photoshop will be one of them.
Put the entire program of Photoshop in there.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's just the
that's
Photoshop
like the best
icon.
value automatically. You just get Photoshop.
I know.
I'm
That-
just. I'm gonna be the most obvious one. Obviously, Cody, yours has to be one big cock.
Really? Yeah.
Just say.
Well,
Great
Alex,
present for female Yu-Gi-Oh players, right? Exactly. For all two of them.
all two
Oh,
of
yeah.
them.
Yeah, all two
all
of them.
like
They do
0.1%
exist.
of
They're
the
not a
viewer
myth.
base.
If they existed.
Nope, where?
Yeah, where's the grill? Where's the grill?
Are you guys ever in locals and then
Grill?
like some random chick shows up with like two other guys or something and like the entire locals just turns and stares?
Like,
yeah.
yep.
And that happens a
That's
lot
the
at
worst,
regionals
honestly.
too. That one
absolutely.
dude brings his girlfriend and like she fucking follows him around everywhere and
Clinging
know.
to his arms so just in case she
Exactly.
doesn't get
I don't
sucked
see how
into the
girls
crowd.
can be like going to.
I
events
thought you
like
were gonna
that.
say
I'd be
something
bored as
completely
hell.
different, Cody.
when
Yeah,
Athens
that's
had
what-
sucked.
I agree with you, Cordero. I always wonder, like, when they bring their girlfriends, and I'm just like, why are you like here? Not in the sense of like, why are you here because like you're not welcome, but more like this is the most boring. Like,
Because I have asked girls that before and stuff. I'm like, "Why are you here? Aren't you bored?" She's like, "Oh no, I
Yeah.
enjoyed it." And she literally glued on her phone. I'm like, "Yeah, you bored."
yeah, exactly. That's how it always is. They're just like stuck on their phone, and usually they get so bored like that midway through the day they kind of just start like being like the
Saying-
attention whore of the room because like they're bored. There's nothing else to do.
Exactly. So how do you play these? Is it Yugi Pokies? The Poki?
Yeah.
Yup,
Just like in the
yeah,
name
like
of
it.
it.
Gotta play. Which
Going
That's
which
usually
one
what
is
it is.
Pikachu? Like, can you like show me? You know?
Yeah.
They're always gonna ask that question right there. That, gee, you hit it nail on the head right there. Which one is Pikachu? It's like
Exactly.
just got your,
I
welcome
like your
here, but-
giant hand.
yeah.
And they're always gonna like.
I don't know that.
I know some chicks, so I don't know them, but I've seen them like when I've gone to some of the regionals and especially locals. If they play and they're looking through someone's binder, they're gonna ask, "Can I have this?"
Really?
I've seen that.
So,
I've seen
can I
that
just, like,
happen.
have-
I will say I've seen that. Yes.
I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but like I have overheard it, I've seen it, and it's like, oh my god, like this one's like I really like the art on this. Can I have it? And it's just like a ghost ogre or something like that. And these guys are kind of like, oh well, no, not really, but like kind of like awestruck that a chick's there actually there.
Actually,
so.
they're talking.
Oh,
I
they're
have seen
talking to
people
me.
give cards like that to a girl, not a ghost ogre, but like something like what's something I can think of, something like Cyber Infinity's price range. I've seen that happen before. I'm like, really?
Wow.
Just because a girl winked at you, I'm like, you got no
wait,
shame.
wait.
People will take like any bone they can get in Yu-Gi-Oh. To be honest. And-
It ain't that.
Rebone,
Let's be honest,
Yeah.
girls would probably make the best vendors in this game.
right?
they really would.
Yeah,
Just
probably.
saying.
I mean, all they really have to do is just like fucking smile at you, and you're probably more inclined to
And
buy
they
something
have
from
to
them.
have on like a cosplay outfit.
Oh, no, like
Oh
what,
yeah.
Like a
Bill
man.
That's
That's
like
the
going
last
above
one,
and
right?
beyond.
The one of his friends who was doing the High Priestess cosplay, and like everyone constantly crowded around her.
Yeah, or pretty much how Amanda at Dragon. What's her?
Yeah, she did her.
Oh, when
tour
she was
guide.
tour
Yeah,
guide.
she did her. What she do with Injection Fairy Lily before, and she did some other costumes I don't remember.
Yeah, she did tour guide.
She
Yeah,
did tour guide. Yeah. I mean,
Well, I
to
guess
be
at least
honest,
to her
I
credit,
still
like-
remember that shit. So it was legit.
At
too.
least to her credit, like she was actually like a Yu-Gi-Oh player and not just like literally just
I
attention-seeking like horror 574.
Yeah.
But just imagine, but just imagine someone like else did that, didn't like know the game or anything, dressing up just to dress up, and they like, can I get this card from you? Wink, wink.
It would work.
It's like it'll work.
Yeah.
And it turns out she's actually like an undercover like vendor who's like hired her
Right.
his daughter or something.
Watch
That's
this.
genius right there.
By the end of this event, I'll get $2,000 in cards. Watch this.
Yeah.
Had a bet with some of her friends.
She shoved
Like,
those
who could
cards in
get
her
those
mini
cards?
binder and put it in her
walks
purse.
Yeah, and she like walks in the back room and like takes the makeup off and like all this crazy stuff, and it turns out it's actually just like undercover like vendor in disguise.
I don't know, guys. Let's be honest. We probably all wish that we could just wink at someone and get a ghost ogre for free. So I think we're all
Right.
just.
Yeah, I
I think
do.
we're all just envious of the
I
situation.
can do that.
Yeah. I mean, morally,
I
I
might
wouldn't
be a
have
little
any,
bit bitter,
I
I will
wouldn't have
admit.
any problem with that morally. If you're just like, oh my goodness, I just
The-
I'll totally give
That
you this.
wink. Here you go.
Like, exactly.
Claire, we all know you could pull that off, no problem.
I get free
Not to your
cards all the time. I got no shame.
All right,
Oh
so
my
I got another thing. I think this would probably like want to be one of the segments I always bring up, no matter what, because everyone has them. I want to go straight into scrub stories. We have
Of what variety?
like the all right, the cringiest. There has to be something.
So
like-
about ourselves or like someone that like,
someone else.
Somebody else.
Like you see these people and just like, my goodness, how did they make it this far in life acting like this?
Wow, Cody, that's
okay,
harsh.
I've kind of got one. It's not specifically with him scrub. Like, he was a scrubby player, but it was just a situation where like everybody. It was at a locals, and I don't go there anymore. This is a while ago, right? This is after I believe the character patch. You know how there was like the one for Jaden and like Chaz, the duels patch.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because that's
yeah.
when Card Trooper came out.
Yeah. That's and that's what it's about. No. It was Aster and what's it called? It was Aster and like Jaden Yuki or whatever. So
Yeah.
and he was a really bad player. He's like one of those. Well, you know what I mean. He only beat me because he used the meta deck, or he only beat me because he drew his.
So it's one of these
Rio.
guys from previous. They
Exactly.
surface
And
again.
he has his girlfriend there, and his girlfriend ended up surprising him. It was like his birthday or something like that, and she bought him a box of Duelist Pack, and I'm like, yo, that is a legit girlfriend. But the problem is,
So not a mechanical one.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Blow
This
up
was a
doll.
real life girlfriend.
living,
Real?
breathing flesh, walking around.
She bought him the Duelist box, Jaden, and he needed Aster, and I think she like bought it online or something like that, and he.
What do you mean, you bitch? You got me the wrong pack,
No, you're exaggerating. I'm serious. He flipped the fuck out on her like that because he was like, how the fuck am I supposed to get? He was like, how the fuck am I supposed to build my Destiny heroes when I can't build malicious in the fucking pack?
Oh my God.
And dude,
Yeah, I thought that
everybody was just standing around like, holy shit, this is
had
like
to be
way too. He really said that. He was like, how the
He
fuck
needs
am I
some
supposed to
Ritalin.
pull? Yeah, and I was like, yo, this guy
Or
needs
some
to chill the
Prozac.
fuck down.
What's the person?
Like, he literally cussed out his girlfriend because she bought him the wrong Duelist pack. It's like, how the fuck is she supposed to know You know what I mean?
would
They're,
love
they're
that.
not,
Yes,
they're not
right
together
there.
after that. I probably almost guarantee.
Well, she was
No, the
crying.
funny
and she
story is
left,
they.
so
I
would
was
dump
the funny
it.
story
hope
is they
not.
probably are still together. Is the sad part.
Oh really? Yeah. That,
I was
self-esteem
just like,
issues or
man, I
something.
don't think I can come to this locals anymore. This shit is way too real.
Locals, you should want to quit after that. You can embarrass
Yeah, I was
anywhere.
like, damn.
There are
This
people
is
in
why
this
girls
game.
don't play Yu-Gi-Oh right here. You know?
Some say she's still crying to this day.
Exactly.
Secretly.
But he was also a scrub, so that qualifies as a historian. I think that qualifies.
Did she play Yu-Gi-Oh, or is it just like, hey, my boyfriend's into cards, so I'm gonna
she
get
she
him?
didn't play. She only went there because like of him, because like him or whatever. Like she was like, you know, typical girl, not like annoying or anything like that, but she'd be like, oh, can you show me your deck, or what does this card do, or that card looks pretty cool. She would try
So, like
and
some
show
of the randoms
interest.
there?
Huh? What's that?
Like she'd be showing interest into like the other people there who are playing, like kind of sitting next
because
to
I
her.
mean, she's
across the
like
table.
she would show interest in the cards, but I think it was mainly just because he played or whatever. But she didn't sit down and like actually duel or whatever. You know, she'd be like, that dragon card looks kind of cool. You know, what does it do? Or blah 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 blah. But yeah, didn't really see her after that whole incident
Tragic.
went down. Exactly.
Tragic, but
Way to
that
ruin a
is-
relationship, Yu-Gi-Oh.
you can't even say, well, that's life.
Thanks,
because
Konami.
Yu-Gi-Oh! just fighting the good
Exactly.
fight.
Thanks, Konami. Wouldn't have happened if you unbanned Stratos.
That's
We
never
can always
happened.
blame that.
One of these days they're gonna have to do it, and I'm gonna make like one of those Yu-Gi-Oh puppet shows. Like
Sure,
I've been
please do.
stocking this up.
When-
stocking this up.
When
for-
that
for the
happens,
day
please,
that-
please invite me to that one, please.
I would
When
love
that
to be
happens.
I have,
That'd
I have
be
to write a
funny.
note now that you have to be one of the voice actors inside that episode
Yeah,
because
because
that will be lit.
please do.
You have a scrub story, Paul?
To be honest, like, man, I don't know. Like, I see, like, there are people at my locals and they do things, and I never, like, think of it much, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Come back to me.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm trying to
I
think,
guess I'll
like-
go. So, at my college, like there was like a
That's
game.
always good to start off.
I know this is always great. So, and
You know it's gonna go well.
before I graduated, so like there was like this game club, and there was like a fair like amount of people there that played Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm like, I guess like I stumbled upon it one day, like because like I was walking past, like we have a game room, and like I saw like a bunch of people were playing, and I'm like, oh shit, like I didn't know like people actually played here. So like I walked in, and then like they're like oh yeah, like we're all really good, like we're getting ready for like I think there might have been like a regional or something like in LA, or I don't remember. There's some tournament that was like coming, and they're like, oh, you want to practice with us? And I'm like, sure. So then like I came back the next day, I brought all my stuff, and then like it was just like it was like the saddest thing I probably had ever seen, because it's like they were so serious, but like it was like their decks were so bad, like they're like oh yeah, I'm taking my Gravekeepers and I'm taking my Blackwings and like all this stuff, and it was just like it was, oh my god, like it was, I felt so sad because like they were so like just determined to like do really well, and like I actually took the time like after this like to help, like we all like helped each other like actually make their decks like really good, but it's like it was like this like almost like this dream that like just would never happen, which was just kind of sad.
You were up to 17 likes in your entire story. I was counting.
Good guy.
Oh,
Good
okay.
guy. Oh.
After a
The
couple,
over
I was just
under
like, wait a
was
second.
15. Good guy.
Were you counting
Simo,
2G?
man. Good guy Simo.
Okay.
I always feel
Yeah.
kind of bad whenever I see like I can tell someone who's like super passionate about this game, but they like a power creep deck, and you just know, okay,
Right.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
if
so
you
sad.
take this to regionals, there's a very good chance that you will get slaughtered. So I feel like the only thing I can do is like, you know, just try and adjust it to the meta, but sometimes you just know like it's not gonna work.
The worst part, okay, this is like I guess sort of my scrub story, is like I've got like, you know, like the really stuck in the past players who are like, you know, Xerion Universe Turbo can still win and all that.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
Pepe once. That means it's meta, right?
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he's one of those. There's this guy, and like he's one of those, and like, you know, whatever, great. But like the thing is, no one will tell him that because like he is the like most buff like guy in the room. He's like he was in the army for like X amount of years, and like literally, and he like like practices and like teaches Taekwondo and all this stuff, and it's just like
So basically, he
will
can
fuck
kill you
somebody
like
up.
in a look.
He's literally the person like you don't want to be in like the back alley with, and like the thing is that he plays, and he's a nice guy, but he like plays this really, really just, you know,
He's playing Ice
Warrior
Bears.
Lady, Breaker the Magical Warrior, like all these old things, and it's just
he's
like
living
guy,
in,
like
he's living in the past.
He's playing GOAT. He's playing GOAT format in 2016, essentially.
Exactly.
except
Yeah, exactly.
except it's like he's not even like at that level though.
Oh,
for
wow.
the most part. Whereas like it's just lower
found-
than
I found some cards in my deck box. They kind of work together, type of stuff.
He's like,
Yeah.
summon Lord of D, activate Flute of Summoning Dragons. Oh, you vanities? Okay, I guess I lose.
yeah. No,
He'd be
it
like,
basically.
what? No. He'll be like,
Yeah, what's vanities? Like it's
what does
unfair.
that mean?
Exactly. When did that card come out?
He's
Wow,
like the
that
guy
card's
who's
so
like,
good.
Yeah,
He's still like
that's-
coming to
oh my-
terms with the fact that like there's cards like Gale and stuff. Like a card can like have attack. What? That's crazy.
Absolutely terrible. I remember one. I'm gonna start it off exactly how Alex did. So I'm at my college, so it's already going downhill. And
Didn't start at band camp at least.
yeah, there we go. And so it's we're by one of our buildings, and our tables that we'd always used to hang out with everyone, they were outside and almost kind of in clear view of like the entire campus walking by, but we're kind of like dipped down a little bit and hid like by a giant tree, I guess. But these guys, they're sitting, I would say, kind of across from us, and then we're at our own table, and our table is completely full, and their player table only has like 3 or 4 guys on it, and can easily sit at least more like 4 people. And like, there we go. I'm going on the like train now. These
Oh
guys.
yeah, I'm counting, motherfucker. Let's go.
Oh, you.
Make it a drinking game.
All right, hold on. I gotta pace my likes inside this story. I don't want to surpass 17.
Well, you just
Like-
added another one, so keep going.
Yeah, to be fair.
All right. So, anyways, so these guys are playing on the table, and then all of a sudden they get up and start sitting on the floor. There's a perfectly good table.
Okay.
There's a perfectly good table that they just got up from and started playing on the floor. And we're over here looking at these guys. Why? Why are they doing that? Why are these guys sitting on the floor? And these guys are yelling at the top of the lungs, I activate so-and-so cards. It's like you just completely... Like,
Oh.
I can't even... Like, the cringe factor.
Ooh, I got a
of the-
story.
Yeah.
now since you
Okay.
said
So
that.
you were involved with anime guy, the guy that thinks like
Oh my
anime
God,
is
yeah,
real.
that's
Those,
exactly-
They're
that's
the
exactly-
they're the best people ever, man.
I got a story now that you brought that up.
Oh, great.
Jeez.
Awesome. Okay, let's hear it.
You had to make me remember. Okay, this is not. I'm not going to start it off saying at college. I'm going to say at Toys R Us. Remember when Toys R Us had those like Hobby League things back in the day?
Oh,
and
right,
stuff?
right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I totally remember
Yeah, I
those.
know.
Yeah,
That's
I went
so
to one of
Those were the good old
Back.
days. I used to always ride my bike up there, like high school days and stuff, and go to Toys R Us. It took me 20 minutes to get there, and I remember. I think it was back in Silly Orikowski's days, season 4 of the original Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever. I remember going to this Toys R Us, getting there. These 2 guys walk in. I swear they were like 30, 40. I think it was their second or third time there. I don't remember because I ain't go everywhere. I went every other week because I had soccer practice and stuff. But I swear, I remember it's like yesterday. They come in with they do this. They start that stuff up. They had it locked up. One had a Steel Orichalcos one had like a Yugi one, and they start dueling, screaming, "You activate my face down card, Mirror Force." No, I activate my counter
Oh
trap.
my
7
God.
tools of
This
the
actually
bandit.
hurts to listen to.
It
I'm
does. My
like-
ears are kind of bleeding right now.
I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get out of here. I'm like, I don't know these people.
For Daryl, the second that you said do this, I face palm, dude. Like the second
I'm
that
told
you
when
said
I heard
There
the
were
whole
people at
30 to 40
YCS that did this
year-old
before. I have
Really?
I have that upload. I think it's like one of my top 20 most viewed videos. Of people doing this at
I can kind of
YCS.
understand that they're at a YCS and it's a area to
It's still scary them doing
play
that.
in, but yeah, these guys are shouting at the top of their lungs. You activated this card.
I can't.
They're gonna get people to turn their heads.
I agree with Cody.
Easily.
Like there's I guess there's a time and a place for everything. If you're gonna go all full weeaboo, like you're gonna cosplay and all that, at least do it at like a YCS or something where it's
Right.
like generally more acceptable. Because I would have done exactly what you do. Like I mean, I got to get out of here. I'm putting my hood on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you know.
Trust
you had a
me,
hoodie
I
on. I'm
did
gotta
act
get
like
out
I
of here.
didn't know them.
Not
Exactly.
when
I
these
was
are
just
at
hearing about
Walmart where you
Ike,
can end up
and
in the
they didn't
internet
have it.
for it.
What was that, Paul?
Exactly.
I was at least do it at Walmart where you can end up in the internet for it.
There you go.
Right?
The people of Walmart.
website.
Yu-Gi-Oh edition.
People of Yu-Gi-Oh.
There you go. So kind of like going. Let's head away from like the scrub stories and go more towards a debating aspect of it, or more of your opinions. So we actually had some questions from the previous podcast, and for all those who are listening, I want them to also ask questions that we can use in our other podcasts. That way we have more of the interaction with the community. But we have it from Batty, I'm not sure if I'm saying this right, Crescentine? Crescentshine. Oh, well, I can't even read. Now I feel just like G.
Cody can't read emoji. Coming soon. It's the next one.
There we go. I will shoot
emoji.
you over that emoji.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Yugi-tubers.
And kaiju has kind of been like on a rise in popularity, especially getting outs to things like Infinity, and especially the Greiju deck that's kind of going around right now.
Greiju?
The Great Old Kaiju?
Great Old Kaiju.
Great.
I'm not sure if I just
I
said
heard
that.
like some crazy... Yeah.
Keep
But-
going, Cody.
How do we feel about kaijus and their current playable variants? Because
Gamma
I know-
Seal Hype Train!
The Owner Seal hype train. Alright, this Yugi cast is going to hype up Owner Seal even more. We're going to get... what's the trap card that gets everyone
Remove
back to their-
brainwashing.
Remove
$5
brainwashing.
for
There we
no
go.
reason. $5
So-
for no reason.
Wait, I
Okay.
personally haven't experimented much with kaiju. I was trying to do it today because I wanted to stream, but then I thought, nah, never mind. But gee,
So
you know,
do we think it's viable?
Yeah,
is the
like-
question?
like some of the variants and stuff like that, do we feel that it's potential to be viable even more so? Like kind of it's like staple side deck now to get over things. Do we
Dude,
think
Gamma
that,
Seal is basically main deck worthy at this point. Like, that thing outs so many fucking good cards, like, it's not even funny. It's so good.
name a few, Alex?
I get,
See?
like,
See?
okay, you can get rid of
Like what?
Majesty's Fiend, you can get rid of Naturia Beast, you can get rid of Infinity, you can get rid of Rafflesia, you can literally, anything that's a big pain in the ass, you can just get rid of it.
Those are
right.
about to be 4 that I would name. The 5th one would have been Darklaw.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Dark
yeah,
Law.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's another
Yeah.
good
For
one.
those random hero
he's-
players.
He's kind of right, and it's not even just that, but you take away a problem monster and then you give them a monster that's relatively pretty easy to kill. It's only 2,200. Like, it's really easy. Like, my opinions on kaiju, like, I don't think pure kaiju is that good. Like, even with uninterrupted slumber, people are like, oh my gosh, Regeki is so OP. The problem is, okay, like, you give your opponent a monster and then you have a monster, and then you have battle phase and you kill that one monster, and then what's your follow-up play? Like, you just don't have one, because the way that they made the deck, you're limited to having one kaiju. So, like, wow, a Pendulum player can be like, okay, Pendulum 5, what can you do other than having obvious power traps like Warning or something? Like, there's so much onus on your one monster to win the game for you. Like, it's not practical in Yu-Gi-Oh! To say one monster, unless it's like a fucking Cyber Infinity plus protection, or a Naturia Beast against a specific deck. It's gonna do that. Like, they should have never built that restriction into them that says you can only control. Like, I've always thought, if you lose because somebody summoned 3 kaijus, well, like, that's on fucking you. Play battle traps or torrential or something to stop them from doing that. I think the other variants are way better because they give you tangible offense. I talked about this in my video and people were just like, you're dumb. But like with Yosenju's, you can out that Infinity, and then you can summon 2 Yosenju monsters, and it's like you have some tangible offense. Same thing with the Gradles, but like pure builds, I just don't think they can work. Like, it's too slow when people can go Aether and summon, another Monarch and 5,600 damage, and you're literally
know about
locked
the
into
monster.
this one monster, and all your other cards in hand that are monsters are just fucking dead. They don't do anything. You have
Like,
3
honestly,
kaijus in your hand,
kaijus-
they just sit there.
Like, Kaiju's greatest strength is their greatest weakness, which is kind of sad, but, I mean, that's kind of how it goes sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, and
That sounded
also
like a Yugi quote.
oh, I mean, and it's I don't know, and another thing is, like, Sea Turtle is a dangerous card to give to your opponent, because like, if you can't kill it in battle immediately and you have Waterfront, like, that fucking thing can kill you if somebody's smart, because it is essentially a walking solemn judgment that banishes. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
if you give that to your opponent and you have counters on Waterfront, you can't just be like, okay, activate this, because your opponent's gonna be like, negate. You know what I mean?
And then
What are you
goes to
gonna do
grave,
about
and
that?
then
If they're smart enough to read it.
Believe me, well, that's what I'm saying.
So that automatically
Most people
cancels
don't. Most
G and
people
me
do
out.
not read those cards.
I actually made the mistake today. I was playing Gradle Kaiju, and I gave my opponent the wrong one, and I didn't realize that I've been accumulating counters on Waterfront. I had 5, and I was just like, never mind, I messed up, and I had to quit multiple times because I kept on doing that. And so, like, yeah, you're absolutely right. I can see it viable only to a certain extent, but as Alex said, its greatest strength is its greatest weakness, and
absolutely,
yeah.
It's all...
Kaiju just it fills this void that it can actually make an interesting supporting archetype, because I actually like the idea of like Shaddoll Kaiju. Because, like, I don't know, I'm going to give a shout out to Jamie the Kid 00 here, because, like, he kind of, like, he's, like, one of the people who actually, like, kind of, like, played that deck for, like, a little bit. But, like, seeing the plays you could do where you, like, actually just play, like, Dogoron, basically wipe their field, and with Shaddolls and how easy it is to OTK, you basically just get rid of the Dogoron, like, you sync it with, like, Falco into, like, a Leo or, like, an Ascension, and then you basically just OTK them after you board wipe them with Dogoron. So it's, like, just, it can be a good... Right? Well, no, so I said Leo first before I said Ascension, but... Like, just the ability to have it, like, be, like, a good, like, supporting archetype, like, on another theme, it can work. Like, you know, like, with Yosenju Kaiju or Gradle Kaiju, but, like, on its own, it's very limited in, like its potential.
We're up to 11 likes on that. I hope you know I was counting on that, Alex. Right? For the rest of the podcast, that's what exactly I'm going to do. So, whatever, like, did you have any more input on that, or just we kind of...
You guys pretty much hit it.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'll cheese a meta deck every now and again, but in the long haul, it's not gonna be like winning anything.
Right. Now with the Monarch structure deck coming out, how do we feel about? I bet you're excited with that, Alex.
3 tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. But Alex, you had Cosmos this entire time, and you were hyping up Cosmos. Yeah, I love this deck. All of a sudden, Monarchs come out. You're over to Monarchs. What's up with that?
Well,
are you picking up the playset of Delgs that are apparently skyrocketing in price for some odd reason?
Del can suck my dick, but with
How
Monarchs,
can a card do
okay.
that exactly?
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
That will hurt too.
Okay. A lot of people don't know, Perfect Circle was, like, my first, like, ever competitive deck. So, like, Monarchs are, like, the, like, thing I will, like, that's the one deck I absolutely love, like, to pieces. And so, like, the fact that it's, like, tier 1 again and the support is, like, absolutely ridiculous, I, like, couldn't be more happy for that.
Well, so I hate to tell you this, though. That's not Monarchs to me. Monarchs to me is back in the old days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you had to play Soul Exchange, tribute this bitch, summons the board, pop that hoe, summons the Stalos, burn a card out the player's hand. That's Monarchs.
I'm not gonna lie, I agree. Like, honestly, this new Monarch thing, it doesn't...
That's like some new hybrid stuff.
Yeah, it's like, it doesn't feel like Monarchs, it just feels like it's just something that they just made and just put the Monarch name on it so it would maybe sell.
Yeah, tribute this. It's like, no, Monarchs are back and you had to play the old way.
I got no problem with new Monarchs because I play against Pepe on stream. I be fucking them up.
Oh yeah, that's not to say the deck isn't good, because I mean, yeah.
Like if
out the
Pepe,
gate, that's true.
I say this all the time. If they don't beat you by turn 2, they're not going to beat you. Like, because Monarchs will outgrind them, and that deck makes more advantage than Pepe because you don't have to consolidate your resources. Even when people pendulum 5 cards, like, what do? They exceed into like 2. You know what I mean? You exceed everything into like Cyber Infinity or Rafflesia or etc. But Monarchs don't have to consolidate their resources, and like everything fucking pluses in that deck. Like Pantheism is probably like
Pantheism is the dumbest card to have ever been made. I'm sorry.
I fucking agree. I said this. It's the best draw card ever that won't be banned. It's better than a Lord. Like it's the best draw card ever. You activate it, you get 2 new cards, then you banish it, get a 3rd. Like it takes a shitty hand from like, this hand's a brick to I have 3 new cards and I win. Like that card, it's the dumbest card ever. Like I think they outgrind Pepe too.
Can we take a moment to talk about the funny like names of some of these top decks? Like on one hand, we've got this is just Monarchs. Then we've got like Pepe, and then we've got like we've had Necroz, and there's like Teledad, and it's just like these names. We've had like Hat, and I'm just always like
Perfect Circle. Like I just said,
some of the names are kind of stupid. Yeah,
I'm playing Perfect Circle.
The non-archetype names, like okay, this is Hat, this is Cat, this is Pepe, like the
Tengu plants.
What's that new one
Tengu
with
plants?
artifacts? That one that Corey made. I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, there's always like something facts.
Scythe Control.
Scythe
And then,
Control.
Does anybody remember like Dandy Warrior?
I remember that.
Oh my God.
That's
I
Jeff
think
Jones
they,
format.
on the Konami blog, they tried to call it Quick Draw Dandy Warrior, and I thought that was the dumbest name ever. I was like, why can't we just call it Quick Draw Plants? You know what I mean? Like Quick Draw Dandy
it's gotta be
Warrior.
like,
That sounds dumb.
He's a warrior, but he's also
Yeah.
dandy.
Exactly.
He's excited to be there.
I mean, I get how people could like want to shorten these names. That way, like you can just have it as a specific one name or 2 syllables, 3 syllables. But
This
like
is
some
like
of the
Pepe
stuff
is the
that,
worst way to get somebody into this game. Like telling them that that's what the deck is called.
yeah, because most of the people they're gonna think Pepe, oh, the meme, the sad frog.
Yeah.
That's what I've come across. Is like, hey, if you I have a bunch of casual and scrub friends, kind of like me, and I say, hey, what do you think of Pepe? And I'm like, oh, I love the meme.
That or someone thinks you're playing like PP, and then it's just like, wow, this really sounds mature. You know?
So this is Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm going to
this
Force
is
of Will.
Yu-Gi-Oh! You replay things like and before Force of Will.
How many years
I
of
never
playing
got into that
Monarchs?
game.
Well, we got Alex,
I probably
obviously.
am. Yeah, I just got a set of Ulti Vanity's Fiend, so I'm ready to go.
Ooh, those I know those must have set you back.
Oh, not too much, but yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Just his life savings of a whole $60.
Dude, the,
so.
Yeah.
the Monarch hype train is so fucking real. Like, Majesty's Fiend was like $6 last week, and now it's like $30. You know,
For real?
yeah,
It's-
seriously. Check
It
the
went up.
Are you kidding me?
Right,
I'm
I
looking right now. I do not
I
believe
haven't made
you.
overexposed on that yet,
Yeah,
but I saw that.
yeah.
I think we know what your
Even
next topic
Vanity's
is.
Fiends are like minimum
fact
$8
checking
now.
it.
Like all.
It feels like I
all-
think people are just
Already.
so excited to finally have something that like can like stand up to Pepe, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
It's
because-
$25 for the secret. Fuck.
for the secret what?
For the secret Majesty's Fiend, and the supers are $1.
That's what I'm
Play
saying.
the super.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think,
like,
Paul, I think you're right. I think a lot of it has to do with pendulum fatigue. Like,
you know, when
I
people are
agree.
like so angry with the mechanic that they're just like, oh my god, like something that's not pendulum that can beat pendulums, like
exactly.
have to, you know.
Yeah, because like Cosmos they didn't fill that void. Like, okay, people realize, okay, it's not gonna be consistent enough to beat Pepe all the time, and that's why people
Right.
worked in artifacts and all that other stuff. But Monarchs, like, you don't really have to adjust anything that you do to beat Pepe. You like activate domain. It's like have fun not playing. You get one pendulum summon from your hand. After that, you pretty much don't do anything. And if you have
No, yeah.
Majesties or Vanities, then you just lose even harder.
I agree. It's like there hasn't been like a deck yet. I mean, you could maybe argue Mermail, Atlantean rather, actually like somewhat can, just because it basically can like OTK quicker. But like,
yeah, that's
Mermail
fair.
can say if
But-
you don't
but
have
but-
damage juggle, I'll kill you.
no, exactly. But like with Monarchs, it's like the deck is honestly almost designed as a hard counter to Pepe, and
It
the deck
is.
only
Well,
loses.
it's
The deck
designed
as a
loses
hard
to
counter
itself
to
more than it
pendulums.
loses to Pepe.
I don't play anymore, so I'm kind of.
Oh, just wait until the ban list comes out. If
It's-
if my guess is right, which it usually is, it should be out after Atlanta.
Oh, can we talk about that? I think with the 5 of us here, I think that'd be a good discussion.
yeah.
I completely agree.
All right, so
go ahead.
So
Ban
okay, so
list-
Cordero's saying it's gonna come out after Atlanta, so like in a couple weeks then.
It'd
Okay.
pretty much be the perfect time for them to drop it. If they don't, they're stupid.
You know what's
Okay.
funny? I think it's weird because Konami's like they haven't been consistent about them dropping ban lists and kind of telling us when formats are going to run. I think like because of the way that they've released these products, there's actually a lot of cards that I think would have gotten hit if they would have done a ban list like early January or mid January that I don't even
You mean
think
like
are on their radar
what do you
anymore.
mean? You mean like how they used to do it, like every 3 months?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, and just like letting us know, like, okay, this format ends this day, and new ban list will come this day. Like, they don't do that anymore. They're just like, wait, it's been 6
I
months.
have a feeling
time
they
for
wanted
ban
to kill
list.
this. I have a feeling they wanted to kill the secondary market over here in TCG.
That's possible.
Like, and because OCG, they have their own set schedule, right? Like theirs is still
think-
on, except
I don't
not,
remember.
I,
if they
I don't
ever
even
said.
know because I
We haven't gotten a
I re-
ban
I
list
don't
in so
think-
long we forget.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the official OCG. Like, looked at the full list on that website and like for ages. But I think there are cards like Wisdom Eye Magician and Brilliant Fusion that if like there would have been a new ban list in January, they would have gotten hit. And now I think there's like 0 chance they'll get hit.
I kind of see what you're saying. It's like depending on the timing of it all, because it's like it's almost now that they're having so many things released at such a timely order.
Yeah,
it's almost
and,
like
and they're making
Yeah,
such a
it's-
big impact. Like the,
Yeah.
the shit that they're releasing Like if you look at the Pendulum, Master of Pendulum structure deck and Monarch structure deck, they released 2 structure decks basically within 2 months of each other, and they instantly were like tier 1. That doesn't happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! So the things that they're
Waiting to
releasing,
the DD structure. that
And
comes
one
out.
is basically phasing out the other.
That's right.
yeah, exactly. Like the Pendulum, Master of Pen, like all of the Pendulum edition shit has kind of like already been phased out by Breaker of Shadows. So it's like
It
Wisdom Eye
definitely
was limited
does.
to 1 in the OCG, but like it has 0 chance of getting hit now because nobody plays it anymore.
It definitely feels like they just like at this point they just use like literally the set releases as the ban list, like in a sense, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
instead of having to like really hit these things that hard, they just release something that hard counters
that
it
power
and then-
creeps it.
and just hard
Yeah.
counter that and just like
Yeah,
you just start
exactly.
creeping. Yeah, and you just creep stuff out and like that's the list.
that is
The list like is no longer a thing. It's just you creep this stuff.
I actually didn't think about that because that is a perfect metaphor, because when Master Pendulum came out, all you saw is Pendulum editions everywhere, and then it's like
Yep.
Breaker Shadows comes out, no one fucking plays them anymore because now we have
The
Pendulum
full Pepe.
Sorcerer and we have Guitar
Infinity and
Turtle and
Strike
Monkey
and-
Board and shit. Yeah, so we
Yep.
don't
I
need
think
it
to
just
run
gets to the
those.
point where like basically the list only exists like for those situations where they feel like they just have to step in.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah,
they can
exactly,
just use
exactly.
these. They just use these packs and these structure decks and just like be like, okay, well, this structure deck hard counters this deck, so whatever, it'll be fine.
I think the worst thing to come out of Bosch, and this is just my own personal opinion, out of everything, is Twin Twister.
That card.
No,
that
wanna know
card
why?
is
Because
kinda
I'm a
bad.
salty player, and whenever I get Twin Twistered twice in this turn back-to-back turns, and my entire back row is gone, and I'm playing a really scrubby deck like I usually do, I start to get salty and I quit, and I go back to doing something except for working on the damn DT.
That's
mean,
why
like-
I don't play back row decks anymore. Twin Twister made it so like you can't fucking play those decks anymore. Because if you,
Like my thing with Twin Twist. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, especially if you go second and a Pepe player gets like a decent setup, and you open with like 3 back row plus, let's just use tellers. Like let's say you open with like Deneb plus like 4 back row. Okay, well half of your shit's gone. So whatever those other 2 cards, they had better get you to win the game because you're probably gonna lose next turn. Like they had better be like
Exactly.
Solemn Notice and Alpha Nova. You know what I mean?
The funny thing with like Twin Twister to me is like, you know, I mean, I know it's been said like billions and billions and billions of times, but it truly is like simply like just a power crept MST. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but it had to exist because like MST isn't enough for like 2016 Yu-Gi-Oh.
No,
so
it
like they
isn't.
had to make it. Like
It
it wasn't like
really
it was a
isn't.
It needed to be like a thing. Like it does nothing more. It's just more in one card. Like and then it had to exist because like MST is not enough for this Yu-Gi-Oh.
I
Like,
agree. Not. It's
You know,
just.
today's
It's
The
Insane.
one-for-one stuff anymore doesn't really affect
it doesn't cut it.
anything.
It's not.
It
It's
does,
just not
yeah.
fast enough. It's not enough of an effect in one card.
Does that
Oh,
mean
and-
we're gonna have triple Twister in like a few years? Then is that what we're
Probably.
Probably.
Or
Discard
Monarch players
2,
can just
pop
play
3.
Mobius, Mega Mobius. That could be a thing.
Now
I'm
that's
sorry, we
old
ha-
school Monarch.
There
there.
we go.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, we have triple Twister. It's called Fire Lake.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, and
3
that's the thing,
cards.
like Yu-Gi-Oh, like you have to have that stuff now. It feels like where because I mean like it's MST just wasn't enough. Like there's too many pendulum scales and like back rows and floodgates. And it's just like you just have to have a card that can do 2 things at once.
I agree. Because
And sometimes you gotta be careful, because I played someone on DN yesterday, and I twin twisted them. They're like, "Are you hitting 1 or 2?" I'm like, "This bitch got Huge Revolution or Starlight Road face down." I'm like, I'm just gonna hit 1, and then I hit the 1, and then after the game, I'm like, what was that face down? Starlight Road. I'm like, yep, shouldn't have asked me if I'm hitting 1 or 2.
To play devil's advocate, Paul, though, it's funny because like MST is probably still like one of the most heavily cited cards.
I still side
Yeah, I
that.
mean that's fair. Yeah, I'm not. It's not to say that it's like irrelevant. It just kind of feels more like
It's taking a
we had to
backseat
have the
essentially.
options. Like we had to have the choice of like too.
Right. It's like obviously like Twin Twister is the better card, but it's like MST still has its place because it's like if you need even more spell and trap hate, it's like it exists in the form of this old card now.
Right. Yeah.
I kind of agree. I look at MST and it just doesn't like Paul said, it just doesn't do enough. Like when your opponent sets 2 scales, like there's
I
situations
know.
where
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
counters a monkey
Yeah.
board, but between 2 scales and other decks when they'll open like Solemn plus time space, and it's like, okay, if I hit 1, I'm still fucked by the other, and like it doesn't do like, and decks can just recover too quickly now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they
You're
really,
right
really
there.
I
Yeah, like
agree.
hitting one pendulum spell like does nothing when your opponent just
Yeah, you have to be
pendulums
hitting them both.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
If you're not
You
hitting
need to
them
be able to
both,
crack
then it's
full
just
boards.
like they're just gonna slap another one down, and then like you actually advance their strategy in a way.
Pretty
And it's
much.
just
Mm-hmm.
it's
Because they
just,
like baited out that one back row. So I mean,
Yeah.
like, but getting like back to the point of the ban list. So it's like, I mean, we're like kind of like almost saying it's like it doesn't need to exist. I don't know. I feel like wavering
Oh, no,
eyes
no,
still
no.
shouldn't exist. But
Yeah, it isn't to say that I don't think it should exist. I just feel like Konami's like got to this point where like they just are gonna do it when they feel like they really just have to.
Basically, yeah.
That's
'cause
exactly how I
it,
feel.
it
I think they're just mad about Kojima leaving.
that's awesome.
Could be.
No, but I never thought about what Paul said. It's almost like the packs are made because even look at amorphages. What are amorphages designed to do? They're like designed to fucking just be anti everything. You know what I mean? So it's like they're just building these archetypes to counter other archetypes rather than use the ban list to counter the decks. You know what I mean? It's like well,
yeah,
we could.
The sad part is it works. That's the scary part is it works. We buy into it like kind of in a way, and like
Yeah, it is. It's like okay,
And that's
well,
how it works.
we could hit the Performa Power engine because we know
I honestly think they're going to hit the commons and stuff. Just hit the juggler, hit the plush
Yeah,
fire.
the performages.
Hit-
But
yeah,
even,
you don't only have to hit the expensive sorcerers and stuff. Just hit the little stuff.
but
little
see,
comment.
I think that's exactly what they're gonna do, probably.
No,
I
I
can see
think
them
that's
doing
exactly
that.
what they're
And
gonna
hit
do.
Wavering Eyes the one.
But
Like
even-
Wavering Eyes, it's like the new vanities anyway.
But we all know they're gonna wait on all of this until like after Nationals. They're gonna let Nationals be like the shit storm, and then okay, now we'll hit it all.
I
you
just
know.
want two. Like if they just did Damage Juggler and Plush Fire automatically just has to fucking go. That card is why they made cards that could activate,
And it's
but
not
weren't
and
once
it's
per
not
turn.
even once per turn too either.
Like
Yeah.
they put such a heavy emphasis on making every fucking thing in the game now once per turn, and then they don't do it with those cards. Like what? You know what I
like
mean?
see,
There's a
And
bit
I
of
didn't
plan in
say-
action here, and we're just not seeing it.
I've
they
noticed
just- they
that
want it-
actually like they've veered away from that lately. Like lately, more and more cards like you can just do it however many fucking times you want.
Plenty of them.
Yeah, and like that's kind of the new trend where like we went through this phase of like okay, you can only activate this effect once per turn and only once that turn, and now it's like
They're getting away.
Free
from
whenever this happens, you just get this.
because
Yeah.
Joker isn't once per turn, right?
I
You
think
yeah, but no, it's not once per turn, but
It's
yeah, I mean,
only
you have to
when
normal
normal.
it still.
But
It's
hypothetically,
when normal,
if you
yeah.
had two Jokers and you had a Saffronite off of like Brilliant Fusion, you could
Yeah, you can get two circles.
Yeah, you can get two
Yeah, like
Zerg.
Konami's, they're
Fucking
certainly
stupid.
leaving the windows open. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh well, if you can find a way to use this 50 times in a turn, you can go plus
Yeah.
50 if you want.
I kind of
Right.
think
Plus 50.
I think a lot of it was to manufacture Performa POWs specifically into a good deck. It's like they came out with a bunch of Performa POW cards. They realized they kind of sucked, and then they just like was okay. Let's give it a fucking Stratos. Okay,
Man,
let's,
that plot armor though,
yeah, like
like, that's all that is.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because I watch Arc V, so it's like they were like, okay, we need to keep
I
Performa
love
POWs
Arc V.
fucking relevant so that people will keep buying them. Which is why if they hit Damage Juggler and they hit Plush Fire, it's like, well, people are still gonna play Performa POWs. They might not play the Performa Mages anymore, but you know, we'll still have
Yeah.
fucking Performa.
It don't
Yeah.
matter.
with all
Performer
their
Pal's gonna be
cards.
so good in Shiny Victories, though. We get the Odd Eyes Unicorn thing to actually make it that scale 8, so they can actually do 8 scales without using the Magician engine. It's gonna
That's
be
gonna
good.
be terrifying.
Absolutely. All right, guys. I want to wrap this up with one super last thing. Don't even think about it, but this is kind of going to be a question towards everyone. Alex, what do you want to do by the end of this year?
20K subs. Let's go.
Paul, what about you?
50k subs. Why not?
G,
Aim for the stars.
aim for the stars. There we go. Even if you miss, I messed that quote up.
60k subs and 20,000 followers on Twitch.
Damn.
Ooh,
That's
nice.
That's achievement
Nice.
right there. Cordero, what about you?
50k subs, go to our Europe event, and finally get
Ooh, I
my
like
lazy
that.
ass and do Twitch.
I like the Europe event thing. That's cool.
Yeah, that actually is pretty cool. Go see Will. Oh, wait a second. You already saw Will, right? You've already met
I
up
didn't
with
see him. No, that was Dan that Underworld
Oh, that was
that
Dan.
met
That
him
was
because he went
close
to
enough.
Toronto or Canada.
Close
yeah.
All right, let's see. Finish DT.
That's
All of
never gonna happen.
I know.
You know what? Honestly, let me edit mine. I need to do that too because people have been asking me forever when the fuck the Dual Terminal 2 storyline's coming out, and I'm just like, man, it's so much work to do that. It's
It
gonna
is.
come eventually. I just don't
It
know
will.
when.
We need like some epic G like background music, like a bunch of effects and stuff like that. Because like people like my version of DT, but I literally legit got my idea to do DT because I watched your DT video.
Oh well, thank you.
So there we go.
The
Awesome,
feels
guys.
are real.
I know, the fields were giving out compliments everywhere, left and right. Anyways, guys, that's probably going to be wrapping it up for the second episode of the Yugi Cast. I want to thank everyone who is being here. Alex, Paul, G, Cordero, thank you so much for being here, guys. And if you guys wanted to throw out any last comments, go ahead and feel free to do that right now. Otherwise, we're signing off. Alex, anyone?
I got some.
Yes, Cordero, please. I think you left.
Was that it?
The
I wanna
fan.
know.
That was
Oh,
the
no,
fan.
it was the fan. It was the fan.
Okay,
Took us
I'm
a
like,
second.
what was that?
I thought you were like scrolling across the keyboard.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for being here, and we will catch your comments later in the next Yugi Cast. Thanks, everyone.
Hashtag Monarch Master Race.
Shut up.
Hashtag that didn't make it in there.
That was fun.